Hi, I'm Erica Film on Phone and welcome to another video. Today we're getting into 100 gecs. I actually have not reacted to 100 gecs on this channel before. I have listened to their debut album 1000 gecs. I had just actually listened to that last week in preparation for filming this video, but I got sick and I'm still not quite 100% yet. So please be patient with me. Sorry about this video being a little later uploaded than it probably would have otherwise, but yeah, I am recovering and I felt like this album's still good for me to get into because it's on the shorter side, but also because I've been in a little bit of a, I don't know if this is hyperpop, but whatever this is, glitchy goodness. Yeah, it's because I found out hyperpop is apparently a little more niche than I probably have been using the term. I tend to use it anytime it feels upbeat and it's pop and it's not dance pop. Yeah, I tend to use hyperpop very loosely, and so if I call something hyperpop, please don't be alarmed. But yes, today we're getting into 10,000 gecs, the follow-up. I don't know if I've heard any of these songs. I thought I heard Doritos and Fritos, maybe Me, or Me at some point. I don't really remember at all at this point. So because of how 100 gecs tends to wash over me with production, it's definitely possible I will have heard something before, but didn't know I was hearing it. So bear in mind. But anyway, I am excited to dive into this project. Thank you for requesting this video. Let's get into it. Track number 1 is Dumbest Girl Alive. Is this song about me? Sounds like a premiere of a movie or a DVD. Oh, okay. Time to glitch it. Oh, these hits already hit. If you think I'm stupid now, you should see me when I'm high. I'm the dumbest girl alive. No, I am. Money coming from my mouth, money coming from my eyes. Text like you're trying to start a fight. We're getting acoustic? Oh, bang. So that was Dumbest Girl Alive. Alright, let's start it off with a bang. Quite literally. But also, yeah, this is glitchy. It has an acoustic moment even. What? I don't know. This song's, I think, I'm not looking up lyrics for this one, but this song seems to be about, I don't know, internet, mainstream culture, and I don't know how dramatic it can be, I guess. I mean, like, the dumbest girl alive, wow. Because, unlikely, just statistically speaking. But then there's emojis on my grave, and money on my eyes and coming out of my mouth, but I still end up losing. Like, everything's being handed to me, I'm still not good with it. Like, analyzing and talking about a 100 gecs song, it's harder than I thought it would be. Huh, alright. But with that riveting commentary in mind, let's get into track number 2, 757. Oh. Oh, there's like some more techno sounds in it. 757, I'm never gonna go to heaven? What? Been smoking since 11? Did I hear McDonald's? So that was 757. What is this song? I like it beat-wise. I like the 757, na 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 na. I don't know. It has a good sound and vibe to it, and like it gets me engaged with it. But lyrically, what is this? I mean, not that I think I should be lyrically analyzing a lot of 100 gecs for me, because to some degree I feel like they're not sober making this record, and so me as a sober person being listening to this album right now, maybe that's not what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm doing it anyway. There's a lot of references to smoking on this from what I could hear. I think that was mainly the point. It's just a vibey type song for that community, and if you are in that community, good for you. I'm not really, although some people think I'm just high all the time. I'm not. This is just my personality. So yeah, sonically, a vibe. Lyrically, not so much. Not that there's anything wrong with it, again, but it's just not the message that's for me. Track number 3 is Hollywood Baby. Ooh, a little more guitar in it. It rains all the late fees. This sounds like a song I know. I don't think it's like me hearing this again. What you crying about now? You'll never make it in Hollywood, baby. So that was Hollywood Baby. And that sounded like... I think I've noticed that whoever the vocalists for 100 gecs are, I know that's a duo that makes 100 gecs. I don't know which of them sings it. I don't remember either of their names right now. My apologies for that. But their voice on this, and I don't think it's their natural voice, I think it's very much affected, but they sound a little like whoever the vocalist for Blink-182 was. Yeah. I don't know, something about it gave like the sound of First Date from them. Yes, I'm not going to give much more riveting commentary on Blink-182 at all because I don't listen to them that much, but it's just a popular song. It gives like a throwback vibe, and I think a lot of hyperpop and glitch seems to emulate some 2000s, for lack of a better term, posting. Yeah, it kind of is that vibe in a way, and there's something magical about it, but this one felt much more throwbacky. It felt like the least weird of the ones that I've heard so far. Not saying that weird is a good or a bad thing. It just is an observation that like this feels like something that is a little glitchy for sure. It's still something that can be palatable to at least a wider audience than I think the first 2 songs. I think this song has something to do with fame because it's about Hollywood Baby. Like, come on. You'll never make it in Hollywood, baby. Part of that, but also I think they're talking about like someone being like hot and a Hollywood baby that everyone wants to be or love or whatever. It feels like the most fully fleshed out song in a way that like it feels like we had a verse, chorus, and chorus. Yeah, it felt like a full complete song. So that's a little different than 100 gecs tends to do. Track number 4, probably gotta be my favorite title, Frog on the Floor. What's that about? If anything happens to the frog, I'm going to be upset. Oh my god, the creek. He's been chilling in the basement for a minute. Nobody knows where he'll go. The frog did a keg stand. He doesn't know what people think about. Why do we get all slow? So that was Frog on the Floor. Meme. I loved it for like the first half of it. I loved this little like frog on the floor. Nobody knows where he came from. Nobody knows where he'll go. Where did he come from, Cotton Eye Joe? No, this was really fun. I liked how you just were having that, and then there was some frog croaks in it. Like, I don't know, it was giving like YouTube parody vibes. And it still is YouTube parody vibes all the way, but I don't know, the part about the keg stand and like, oh, buy a beer for him to wash down the flies in his mouth. Like, I don't know, I just get grossed out by beer entirely. I do drink, but I do not drink beer because it isn't my vibe. It's simply not. I have tried several times. I've gone to Germany and tried it there, and if it doesn't taste good there, to me, it's not going to taste good anywhere. Sorry. But yeah, this is probably the song I'm most likely to return to, surprisingly, even though it's so not very, like, glitchy, hyper-pop. It's much more, like, I don't know, silly acoustic vibe. It very much gives, like, an old YouTube parody, and it's one of the better ones of the YouTube parodies. But also, like, I don't know, I think I tended to, like, the 100 gecs songs when they did the Tree of Clues, when they had like Charlie XCX for ringtone, and then Fall Out Boy for Hammer is a mallet? Nope. Head is a mallet. A hammer is a mallet. Wow. Track number 5 is Doritos and Fritos. I'm pretty sure I've heard this song before. but I do not remember what it sounds like. I don't recall if I liked it or not. Oh. Okay, we're back into glitchy mode. But definitely keeping that rock vibe that Hollywood Baby was giving us.
It's 100 degrees. What's
It's 100 degrees, wow. That's hot. Doritos and Fritos just screaming it. Doritos and Fritos. Oh my god, it's Doritos and Fritos? Well, give me all of them. Ooh, this is a fun little guitar instrumental. Okay, then. So that was Doritos and Fritos. They heard what they made in Hollywood Baby. And then they heard what they made in Frog on the Floor with the YouTube parody vibes. And they decided they wanted to make a YouTube parody vibe, but electric and a little more glitchy, just rock-ish vibes. I don't ever want to call it rock because I understand that a lot of people have a very niche definition of what that word means. To me, if it has electric guitar in it and it feels like they're angry, it generally gives rock vibes to me. And so that's where I'm at. This does feel a little rock or a little punk. I don't know. Because almost like, is it bad to call it like the Beastie Boys a little bit? I don't know. Something where it feels like they're gonna rap. I don't think they rap. No. They did sing a bit. But this seems like it was just a lack of sleep induced hallucination of a song. Where it's like, I'm asleep when I'm able. I turn on the TV and they're saying Doritos and Fritos, and I'm going to the store and all they have is Doritos and Fritos and I'm just getting them. So it just kind of feels like a late night bender of some sort. Like y'all went out and y'all are up late and y'all have some munchies and y'all are just trying to do your thing. To me, that's fully the vibe of it. And I definitely had heard the song before, but I did not remember it sounding at all like that. I just knew I had heard it. And so I think I liked it. I'm not sure. This stuff is going to either need to grow on me, or I don't know if it is for me. We will soon see in due time. Track number 6, Billy Knows Jaime. Oh, something about Jaime. Yeah, they are trying to channel some sort of a rock vibe here. Jaime going loco. Billy Knows Jaime. Okay. Oh, that's an explosion. Oh, it's like a record scratching. But they're trying to say something, and I can't understand it. Almost like turned into a Dorian Electro moment. So that was Billy Knows Jaime. Jaime was gonna go loco? I do not know. There's a story here that I am missing, and my apologies. I do not have the energy to look up lyrics, and since they speak so fast, they sing so fast, yeah, it could be a little chaotic, but I don't know. If y'all think it's really important for me to know lyrics for 100 gecs in particular, please let me know. I feel like their music has been marketed generally as a vibe, and the sound is the most crucial, and then sometimes they're just trolling with lyrics. So I don't want to get deep into lyrical analysis if it's not really something that should be done here. But Billy Knows Jaime, they kind of went off at the end. They kind of were getting a My Agenda Dorian, which is not my favorite Dorian. I'm definitely a flamboyant Dorian. That's much more me and my style. But, yeah. Sorry, I'm just realizing I don't know 100 gecs personally. But to me, when I think of like the deconstructed pop and the industrial and the avant-garde pop and the hyper pop and all of those different vibes, I generally am thinking of queer people or straight women of like Charlie XCX, and I think Caroline Polachek is. Don't know if she is or not. Not trying to imply anyone's orientation if it's not something that they have publicly wanted to comment on. But That's generally the vibe. And I don't know who these people actually are, but to me, it sounds like if it was made by any of those artists, but if they were like the straight man version, the stoner straights. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be just straight men at that point. The stoner straights, yeah. Because, I don't know. Charlie XCX, she probably gets high at some point, but I don't think she's the stoner type. If that makes sense. No, this feels like the vibes of someone who just exclusively wants to hook up with women. Which is not me. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything in that song had anything to do with that. It was just like this, I don't know, the screaming, the like, there's something about it that very much feels like you're uninhibited from orientation oppression. I don't know how to describe it. It just gives off that energy. Regardless of whether or not they are queer, and they might be queer. And that might be funnier. I don't know. It seems unbridled. It feels like they do not care about being judged in any sort of way. Which is kind of cool. They don't think that they're going to get judged in some sort of way, it feels like. So, go off, I guess. And I think one of the reasons why I also think that is that Dorian Electra is My Agenda was an album that, even though Dorian is definitely a queer artist, obviously, but they were going for this edgelord, milady type guy on the internet and trying to be, you know, impersonating this like toxic, masculine, uber macho guy. And maybe they're trying to do the same thing here. Maybe that is just their good cosplay, but sometimes the cosplay, to my brain, is hard to allow me to enjoy the song. It's like if, I don't know, if someone dresses up as a villain from a TV show you're way too invested in, you might think of them as the actual villain rather than the person that's dressed up as that villain. So it can be that way in some ways. And especially with music and not having the other cues of, you know, life. Sometimes even if it's ironic, it can still feel off. Track number 7 is $1 million. $1 million. Oh, we're repeating that.
$1 million.
Oh, that's like the TikTok Siri voice. Oh. Oh. We really switched it up, I wasn't ready for that. Ooh, whisper it. Ooh. I like this. What? I wasn't ready for it to come back that quickly. That voice sounds like the Satisfaction song from Just Dance. So that was $1 million. And artistically, probably one of my favorite songs thus far. It's all just $1 million. It's just the vibes of being like a little money machine. Wait, isn't that another song from them? That's not what I mean. I'm not comparing it to them because I don't remember what that song sounds like at all. But $1 million. Oh my god, wait. I just started playing the song in my head just from saying the title. Wow. That's gonna get stuck in your head like nobody's business. Oh gosh, it feels like TikTok overload when you're watching too many TikToks and so many ads come up. And they're being like, oh, you won something. Like it's just one of those scam ads. It's like, oh, click here to spin and win. And, you know, those noise pop-ups. It gives off that energy of being annoying. And I think artistically, they know what they're doing. They understand that can be annoying. The only issue I actually have with it, because otherwise I would really like it, besides the two things, is that both that original, like, slightly male sounding but robotic voice, and then that more feminine voice that is all over TikTok when they don't want to use their actual real voice, and so they use that voice at the start of the TikTok to, you know, read the caption. I have a sensory issue to both of those. And I am a undiagnosed but likely neurodivergent individual. And those voices, specifically the second one, the more feminine, the one that's all over TikTok, I have to hit not interested or like don't play this sound. Like it does actually get under my skin. I feel like uncomfy right now. Yeah. And then the other one, I have less of a strong censor issue. It's just I really don't like the song Satisfaction. And so I have the association of the push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction. Because robot intimacy, it doesn't do it for me. It simply does not. It makes me feel icky, the idea. Yeah, so yeah, any implication of in that song of that, which I think it's really heavily implied because the robot singing it basically. That song wasn't for me. And the fact that this is the exact same voice doesn't help it. It honestly probably wouldn't be a problem if it was just on its own. But it was the fact that I was dealing with it more in my head. I was like, yeah, nah. The beat is so good. If I can get the instrumental of this song, vibes. I can go to a rave for that. I'll go to the club for that. I'll enjoy that heavily. But the $1 million or the $1 million, those were so bad impressions. I do apologize that you have to sit through that. And I'm not editing those out. But what you gonna do? Yeah, you're not gonna do anything, are you? But yeah, this one had the issue of that. Lyrically, I don't think there's anything I really need to explain. It's about $1 million. Yeah, it feels like a pop-up. So, I don't know why you would want to hit play, but if it weren't for those voices, I probably would. Track number 8 is the most wanted person in the United States. Oh, another song about me? And if any federal agency is watching me right now, that's a joke about being wanted and desired, not like by the law. Oh wait, the way they say in the United States, that's good. It got a good rhythm. Woo! Oh, I'm hot like the summer? I'm not your mother. Why they got that good rhythm for it? Never fall asleep without my finger on the trigger. Only 10,000? The United States, the most wanted person in the United States. Ooh, clutch it up. That springy sound. I'm ready. So that was the most wanted person in the United States. And tell me why that was the most wanted track on this entire album. This is a vibe. Nah, this is vibing. I vibe to it. This is probably the first song which in its entirety I wanted to listen to again. Like regularly. Yeah, already on first listen. Yeah, no, I vibe with this. Most wanted person in the United States. The United States. The most wanted person in the... I know, it's repetition, but repetition can be really good. $1 million gives it pop-up ad. This one does not give pop-up ad. It gives like a cool, just like slick little jam. And it kind of made me think they're glamorizing this vibe of being like a real like person who people. But it kind of gave the same swagger that like being like, I'm that chick. I'm that bad girl. I'm all of that. It gives that same energy, but then the voice sounded a little more masculine, so I don't know anyone's pronouns, so I'm not going to assume. But it gave a little bit more of a masculine version of that in a way that didn't feel like a meninist way. It didn't feel like a, toxic masculinity. It just felt like healthy confidence within masculinity, which is very hard to come by in a song. But it made me think of like, I don't know, the intersection of like people describing themselves as that bad person, saying that they're that bad person in that complimentary way, but also like there's the bad people in the I'm actually committing crimes, and not crimes that are just like political repression of certain groups, but more of actually like crimes that should be crimes, like, murder. But no, I can see myself just vibing to this song. Now this song goes off. But it actually doesn't really go off. It's silly and goofy with some of the sounds, and it does have some experimental components, but it also just, I don't know, it had a cool, chill groove. Kind of gave a little vroom vroom vibes too. They can't catch me. Cute, sexy in my ride, sport tee. I also just found out that the song's lyrics are actually my ride's sport tee rather than my ride sport tee. Like, I thought there was a brand called Ride Sport or something like that, and then it's a tee. I'm wearing the tee. Not that I'm just cute, sexy, and my ride, like the car, is sporty. That makes sense because it's vroom vroom, but I don't know. I thought she would be describing what she was wearing. I don't know. But that's Charlie XCX. That's not 100 gecs. So yeah, this is probably going to be my favorite on the album unless one of these last few tracks takes the cake. With that, we'll test it with track number 9, I Got My Tooth Removed. Made me cry? Do I have to say goodbye? Circus meme music. And I don't want to talk about it. No. Guess the day never came that you deal with it. Oh God. Oh. We transitioned to a slow song. So I got my tooth removed. I know what a song is about. Oh, actually, this second half. Yeah, after Billy Knows Jamie, these last 3 songs, I've been able to tell you what the songs are definitely about. Proud of myself. Proud of them for being transparent. No, this song is about them getting their tooth removed because something bad was happening to it. And they were thinking about some violent ways of trying to deal with it. Some very straight ways of dealing with it. Do any of those necessarily rely on dealing with someone of a gender other than yours? No, but it's just something that would pass through only someone who was strictly hetero. So yeah, there's some graphic stuff in that. I didn't appreciate that, but it's such a meme with the chorus. I got my tooth removed. I got my tooth removed. I don't know. It feels like circus or like, I don't know, some sort of show that randomly has trumpets in it. A circus, I feel like, has some trumpets in it. But doesn't have to necessarily be a circus. It has to be some sort of performance, silly type of show. I don't know, like a traveling band with a circus. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of more. This is a little interesting. I don't put it past them at this point, but it was interesting because we got like these slow parts at the beginning and the end, but then we get some chaoticness, which makes sense. Some things just make sense. I'm glad they got their tooth removed. I don't know if this is actually based on real events. I actually was just dealing with, when you brush too hard on gum and then it like bleeds. It had overstayed its welcome, so I was really stressed that it was just gonna be like that, or I have to like check it out. I do not, thankfully, which I'm glad about. And I'm also glad that I have dental insurance. This video is not sponsored by the dentists of all the world. However, please get your teeth checked out by a dentist. Please do that. Track number 10, last track on this album, Me, 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 or Me, Meme, Me, Me. It's just one word of M-E, M-E, M-E. So I guess we should just find out. Oh. Yeah, no, this is getting back to more glitchy. Okay, yeah, it's Me, Me, Me. It's all about them. Oh, drum time. You never really know anything about me. You say so many things that I don't know what I mean. I don't know you and you'll never really know me. Did you explain it all the way like you were always so clingy? Oh, we're getting a slow chorus. Actually, no, it's not really much slower. That was Me, and that chorus was catchy. No, you'll never really know, no, anything about me, or everything. I don't remember if it's anything or everything. But, yeah, now I like that. Yeah, I like the chorus on it a lot. The verses, I don't really know what was going on. Again, I don't know much of what the song, or this album really, for that matter, is fully about, and some of the deeper messages. My quick instinct is to point out the fact that I do know the meme of the fact that 100 gecs changes what their story of how they got their name is. Like, I think I saw one interview maybe of them, and they were saying, oh, they saw it like vandalized on a wall somewhere, or somewhere they had something that was called a gec, and there was 100 of them, something like that. There's a lot of different stories, so maybe they're just like, we've put up a lot of walls to make sure you have no idea who we actually are behind this duo, and respect that. If this is all based on your actual life, your life is, I don't even know how to say interesting, because if you're writing a song about Doritos and Fritos, that's not in my top 10 interesting things in the past few years. For this one, I'll have to check out the verses more and just see if it's something that I actually will vibe to. Sometimes when I do listen to a new album for me, I'm like, oh, like, I like this. But I've determined that sometimes I'll be like, oh, I like a song, and then I'll just never play it. So I liked it in theory, but it's not something that goes in my regular rotation. And I have to see. This one has a really catchy chorus. The chorus is still looping in my head, and it's really good. It does give that, like, glitchy, definitely auto-tune, still very 2000s pop, but internet music being amplified. With that said, we have finished this reaction, and I have to say, that's a lot of gecs. 10,000 of them, to be exact. Yeah, this album is rather interesting. It's very short, which I think for songs that go as fast as they do makes sense, but it also just feels like it's just like a moment, and that they could have released, stuff quicker to some degree. I can't really talk. It's been 4 years since I released. No, it's been 2.5. Don't sell yourself short, Eric. You have done a lot. And they have made 10 songs in, I don't know when their last project was, like 2019 or something like that. Yeah, good for them on that, for getting to this. I know a lot of these songs had been in production for a while. They had some of them at concerts before. Definitely in the DJ sphere of sorts. I don't know if they're DJs, but in the genre that they work in, and I know Arca does that too, is that several songs may just debut randomly during a set, and then you just don't hear about them for a while. And that just happens, I guess. All right. But yeah, there's some memes in here. There's some bops in here. There's some questionable lyrics in here. Yeah. I don't know if it's an album I'm going to be returning to all that often, to be honest. I feel like if I like a song, I'll like it. And if I don't, I don't. There'll be probably some moments where I'm like, I can't handle it. Like, $1 million, I want it to be one of my favorite songs on here. But I think it being the exact same voice, oh, I don't know. I have the same issue with Fabric sometimes. It's just, oh, no. Sometimes it's just not for me. There's some fun in here. Like, the most wanted person in the United States. Oh my god, that song keeps hitting. I don't know. And I'm still thinking about that frog on the floor. I don't want to do a keg stand, but like, he was a vibe when he was just chilling, man. Like, dang. What did you think of this album? What do people think of gecs? Like, there are people at my college who I think were like gecs stans to some degree. And yeah, that was the stoner group for sure. And I don't know if they were straight. No, some of them were very queer. Yes, so they're not all straight, but I think if your trait of being a stoner overshadows your orientation, then I think you still fit in as the stoner trait, which I always think of stoner people as also hetero for some reason. So if you're not hetero and you're still a stoner, and a stoner is definitely a defining personality trait of yours, then unfortunately lumping you in with that group. So now I'm just gonna be like, if a stoner is a dominant personality trait of yours, this might be the music for you. Not one for me. It would just not be good to even describe me as one because it would just be inaccurate. But yeah, this album is interesting. It gets me something to talk about for sure, which I do appreciate having something to share. Let me know what you thought of it because I have no real further words on it. With that said, here are some of my favorites. So the top tier are the songs I love, the standouts, the ones I'm playing over and over again. Songs in the middle, other songs I like. A lot of them try place, but they might not be at the top of the top. And songs at the bottom are just not really my thing. Doesn't mean it's a bad song. Doesn't mean it can't be your favorite song. Doesn't mean it's probably not for me. And that's okay. 100 gecs did not make this music for me. It's very apparent. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, check me to react to or do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be, and thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
Get out of the dark.